There we go. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can.
Okay, good. I was worried. I was like, oh my gosh, we're getting calls. Are you the only presenter today?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I am Faye Terrell. I don't know if you've done any. Is it Terrell or Terrell?
Terrell, Terrell.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick and go over our little housekeeping items,
Hmm.
and then you can go ahead and share. I'll stop sharing my screen so you can
For
go
sure.
ahead and get your presentation going. All right. So we're
Yeah.
going to start right at on the hour. So we'll start right at 2:30, and we're going to
Okay.
end promptly at 3:15.
All right.
So the session is being recorded. You can mute yourself. Well, you're the only presenter, so don't worry about that. But you want to make sure you're playing the video that you turn on the share computer sound so that everybody will be able to hear it. Okay. You'll
For sure.
receive a list of all of the registered students, not just the attendees, and a transcript of the Q&A within a week of your presentation.
Great.
So when the students come on for answering questions, don't press answer live as the recommendation, because then you share your students' contact information, like their name and info, with the crowd. So they
Mhm.
ask that you just repeat the question out loud so everyone can hear it, and then answer
Okay.
it. Right? If it's a private question that you don't think the crowd should hear, you can just type the answer and press send privately.
Okay.
And if you don't get to every question, remember we're going to send you a transcript for everything anyway. So you'll be
For
good
sure.
to go. So I'm going to stop sharing so you can go ahead and test it out and make
All
sure
right.
everything's working okay.
All right. Cool. I'm going to. Okay. All right. I think
Awesome.
it's good. Oh, whoops. I clicked share. Why did I click share? Odd. Okay.
It's okay.
There.
Okay,
Cool.
go. Cool. So we've got a minute. I'm going to go get the other slide ready to go, and I'll start us off, like I said, with housekeeping. I'll
Okay.
let you know when you're ready to press broadcast or start webinar or whatever. And then after I get done with the housekeeping, I'll say, okay, Terrell, it's on you. And then I'll mute and go black for
All
the
right.
rest of the presentation.
All
Okay.
right. Cool. Sounds good. Awesome.
Awesome. All right. Let me get this here. Almost ready. I was just making sure because I was like, okay, wait, if he's in Illinois, then he knows the time difference. So
Yeah.
I wanted to make
Yeah,
sure.
I've been getting accustomed to the time difference. I feel like
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
I'm
a
on,
little bit of a change, right?
yeah,
Okay,
I
you
feel
ready
like I'm
to
on
go?
Central Time sometimes. So,
Right. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to go. Let me
all
go
right.
ahead and get us going here. Thank you for joining us today with our virtual college exploration for all Illinois students. It's sponsored by the Illinois Association for College Admissions Counseling and by StriveScan. If you have any questions you want to ask today, please use the Q&A button to type your questions. Terrell will be able to see it at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, you're muted, your video is off, and he cannot see or hear you. Sign up for more sessions after this one at www.iacac.org, and this recording will be available in about a week at www.iacac.org. Okay, Terrell, you can go ahead and take it away.
All right. I will share my screen, everyone. Hi, thank y'all for being here. So let me just share my screen really quick and we will get into it. All right. Cool. Okay. Awesome. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Terrell Clark. I am Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admission at USF, and I am your specific admissions counselor. I want to thank you all for being here. I appreciate you taking your time and learning more about USF and what we have to offer. As we were saying earlier, if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please put it into the Q&A box, and I will get to it towards the end of the presentation. And if you don't have a question until the end, feel free to save it until then. A little bit about me before we go into the presentation though. I am an alum of USF. I graduated in 2018 with my degree in psychology, and I'm currently a grad student here as well, along with being part of admissions. So if you have any questions in regard to not just admissions, but also student life and also living in San Francisco, feel free to ask. And throughout this presentation, you will also see QR codes on certain slides that will take you to certain links to our either our Instagram page or to our website with important information, ways to sign up and register for our events, and then also looking at admissions admissions stuff, like things like how to apply and the links to the common application, etc., that kind of thing. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And with that, we will get started. So University of San Francisco, we are a private Jesuit Catholic institution based in the heart of the city, which I'll get to in a little bit, but let's talk about the Jesuit piece really quick. So being a Jesuit school means we're a branch off the Catholic faith that's really enriched in social justice, diversity and inclusion, community service, and self-care. So we really want to make sure we are creating leaders within our community that are going to go out and serve and care for others. So that's why community service is a huge aspect to us. And also our curriculum as well. So much so we have a service learning component within our core curriculum requirements that can be taken for another core class, or it can be combined with a major course. Like for me, I took a class for my minor, which was child and adolescent development, which was an urban education class where we had a class, but also half the time was us going out and doing community service around the city of San Francisco. And I loved it so much that I ended up doing it for 2 more semesters, even without having the class portion. It was a really great opportunity for me to grow, not just academically, but also professionally and personally as well. Second is self-care. So we go by this idea of cura personalis, which means care for the whole person. So not just taking into account your academic self, but also your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical well-being as key components to your academic success. So seeing you as a human being first, student second. So that's something that we really go by. And I really feel like that goes toward us being a very tight-knit community, which I'll get into a little bit more when we go to campus life. And then also for us, we are about 7,000 undergraduate students, and we are number 4 in the United States for most diversity for any college campus. As you can see from our fall 2020 class profile, it is a very diverse space to learn and grow and culturally exchange as well. About 32% of our students identify as being first generation, and 28% of our students come from a lower family income background. And those are 2 stats that I hold to myself. I am also a first person to go to college in my family, and then also low income. And I can attest that they have really great resources and support for students across the board, including folks that come from marginalized communities, which I was very grateful of, and it made me feel more welcome and comfortable on campus. And then going into the heart of the city, we are geographically 1 block away from being the actual center point of San Francisco. As students there, you get a complimentary bus pass for all 4 years at USF. So you never have to worry about transportation. Everyone's always like, do you bring a car there? Is it even worth it bringing a car? And the answer for me is like, it's not really the vibe to bring a car to San Francisco or have a car in San Francisco, because honestly, just parking sucks and driving around can be a hassle. So that's why we give all of our students the bus pass, and we have one of the strongest, most solid public transportation systems in the US, which makes it super easy. If you think about it, San Francisco is more like a square. It's 7 by 7 miles. So it makes it easy to go in all 4 different directions of the city with ease on the bus system. It's about a 15-20 minute bus ride away from the beach, 15-20 minute bus ride away from downtown Union Square, and everything in between. And then going into academics a little bit, so we have 5 schools, 3 of them that are undergraduate and 2 that are just graduate. So 3 that are undergraduate are College of Arts and Sciences, School of Nursing, and School of Management. The 2 that are just graduate programs only are going to be School of Education and School of Law. We have over 40 different majors and over 70 different minors on our campus that our students can choose from. So with that, I will say some of our most popular majors on our campus include nursing. Nursing is our most popular and most competitive major on our campus. We are a direct entry program, meaning that you don't have to apply to the school and then apply to nursing a year or 2 later. You start as a nursing student, and you start your first semester of freshman year with nursing classes, and you start your clinical rotations in the hospitals your sophomore year. And just like any other major at USF, as long as you follow the curriculum and do well, you're guaranteed to graduate in 4 years. And our performance on the NCLEX test, the test to become a licensed nurse after you graduate, our pass rate on the first try for our students is around a 90% on the first try. So they're getting jobs really within 3 to 6 months after they graduate. And it's a very beneficial program. It's a rigorous one, very challenging, but from what my friends have said, the payoff is immense because it really does prepare them for the career after they graduate. Other ones that are really popular at USF include biology and psychology. Those are our two most populated majors on our campus. And then also international studies. Computer science is big because of our location. Others that are really big on because of our location of being really close to tech and like being in the San Francisco Bay Area is anything in the School of Management. So those range from entrepreneurship to hospitality to international business to marketing. We have several others as well, as you can see from there. But overall, the location of University of San Francisco is a really strong point for anyone that wants to go into work like in tech, nonprofit, um, into business management. That and then also we also have things in like medical, education, basically everything across the board because San Francisco and the Bay Area in general is just so widespread in terms of what the opportunities are. The opportunities are really endless. And I'll go into career services in a little bit in terms of helping you with internships and networking. But with that, I will say overall, like our classrooms and our student population in terms of our faculty student ratio. Our student faculty ratio is about a 13-to-1, which is really nice to have much smaller class sizes. And our average class size is around a 22. For me, my class size is as a psych major. Granted, it is the most popular major at USF. Usually was anywhere between 15 to 30 students, with my smallest class size being 6, really getting to know my peers and professors really well. The professors do an excellent job in wanting to know who you are, aside from just knowing your first name. They want to know what you're passionate about and how they can help you achieve your goals outside of just the class that you're in with them. They want to know what you're passionate about so they can help you with what classes you should be taking next after theirs, or what internships you should be going for in regards to your specific interests. So overall, that whole idea of Coda Personalis that I was talking about earlier really holds true not only to our mission, but also through our faculty and staff that are helping you out along the way at USF. And then just wanted to point out engineering. It's a brand new major that we have on our campus. We have 3 concentrations: electrical and computer engineering, environmental engineering, and also sustainable built environments engineering. It's a project-based major, so there's no tests, no exams, no quizzes. It's all projects only, and it's a very collaborative kind of space. So it's not just a very independent kind of space. It's a very interdependent kind of space in terms of the classroom. And I feel like that also holds true to a lot of other majors on campus. We have a wide variety of different class settings that are not just sitting down in front of a PowerPoint, taking notes and taking a test at the end of the week. We have a lot of classes that are more discussion based. We have a lot of classes that are more internship focused. We have some that have community service component with it. And then also, like engineering and many other classes on our campus, are project based. Like my capstone course, the one that had 6 people in it, was a project based learning environment. So really nice dynamic to set aside from the typical norm of what a classroom is typically like. Then we also built the Innovation Hive. That's for our engineering and architecture majors for those projects. And then Summer Zero is a program where our students will come 6 weeks before USF's school year starts, and they get to take a couple classes for credit, and also get to learn more about the faculty and staff they'll be working with, and get to take field trips to different tech organizations around the Bay Area. We weren't unfortunately able to do it this year because of the pandemic, but we will hopefully be able to do it starting next year, and being able to have that experience in person instead of virtual. And then campus life, we have over 120 different clubs and organizations on our campus that range from cultural to Greek life, community service organizations, and also pre-professional orgs as well. As well as we are NCAA Division I for our sports. We have 7 sports for men and 9 for women. And then we also have club and intramural sports that we have over 2 dozen of. That range from a wide variety of different interests, from like dance to martial arts to rugby, flag football, ultimate frisbee, even like really, really obscure ones like equestrian club and others. Like there's a lot of different varieties that you can choose from, but I really feel like combined together, they really drive the school spirit of what USF is all about, especially the clubs and organizations. They are the ones that are building community and creating a space of cultural exchange, and also being able to create support systems within those clubs and orgs for those students. And I really felt that through the multiple clubs that I was a part of on campus, including the hip hop dance team, and I was also part of Kasamahan, the Filipino culture organization as well, and really allowed me to learn more not only about myself, but more about other people and their specific cultures and backgrounds, which I really appreciated. And it really felt like a home away from home kind of vibe, which it was something that I was very much looking for when I was when I was looking for different universities during my college search. Then residential life, we have 4 residence halls for freshmen, 3 that are co-ed and 1 that's all female. It's guaranteed housing your freshman year. And with that, we also have a brand new residence hall that's going to be done in fall 2021. It's currently being built right now, and it's going to help with the initiative of having guaranteed housing freshman and sophomore year. So that's the first time we're going to be able to offer that in a very, very long time. So we're really excited about it, and being able to offer that for our incoming students. Um, Also, for juniors and seniors, it is lottery system based. So if you aren't able to get on campus housing, which we have an abundance of already, but it's not 100% guaranteed for all of our juniors and seniors. We also have our off-campus housing office. Does a really great job in not only finding apartments and places to live close to proximity to our campus, usually within a mile radius, but also being able to find things that are most affordable so they aren't spending the typical San Francisco $2,500, $3,000 a month for rent. We don't want that for our students. We want to make sure it is as affordable and accessible as possible. So that's why we're able to find deals for our students and being able to combine students together in terms of making the college search, or not the college search, the home search a lot more easier for them, and being able to find things usually around 800 to 1,200 a month, which for SF standards is actually quite reasonable. And most of the time, it's going to be around the same price, if not actually cheaper than living on campus, contrary to popular belief. So we are able to try our best to make that happen for everyone. And also we're able to try our best to make sure that we meet everyone's needs as well in terms of living arrangements. And then, as I was talking about careers, we have a phenomenal career services center that does a phenomenal job at not only finding internships that our students want and need, but also making sure they're ready to apply for those internships as well, with things like mock interviews and resume building workshops. We want our students to all have LinkedIn accounts, and if you already have a LinkedIn account, our career services center beefs it up a little bit to make sure it is the best it possibly can be, because we understand the importance of that hands-on applicable experience, or that online applicable experience within the job market today, especially now more than ever. We have an alumni network through LinkedIn, as well as a program called Dons Helping Dons, where you can get hooked up with an alumni, and they will be able to help you out, not just academically, but also professionally throughout your time at USF, and really helping you build connections and networking as well. And we also have multiple career fairs and roundtable discussions with different recruiters and employers throughout all different scopes of the job market, as well as making sure our students have at least 3 internships before they graduate, because we understand the importance of that hands-on applicable experience in the workplace before you go out and graduate. One prime example of that is our hospitality management major, where they are required to do 700 hours of internship experience before they graduate. And they're with that, once they earn their degree, they're literally getting job offers right after they graduate and earning that degree. So really getting that hands-on applicable experience that they really need in order to up themselves in terms of the job search. All right, so going into dates and deadlines, we are FAFSA opens on October 1st, which already passed, and then early decision and early action is November 1st. Regular decision is January 15th. With that, early action and early decision, the main difference between that is that early action is going to be just applying early, and then early decision is going to be basically, if you apply early decision to any college, you're basically, if you get admitted, you're going to drop all of your other applications, and then you're going to go to that specific university. So with that being said, you have to make sure you're really taking into consideration whether or not you want to do early decision on a specific place, because it's kind of like a binding contract in terms of like how you when you're applying. So you want to make sure you know the difference between early action and early decision. And then the difference between early and regular is that early is basically we take in consideration your freshman to end of junior grades. And then for regular decision, we take in consideration your freshman to end or first semester of senior year grades. So keeping that in mind in terms of the early versus the regular time, in terms of like what we're looking for in that particular GPA. And then how to apply it to be a DON. We're through the common application for first year students and for transfer students. If you are applying as a transfer, we are through our USF website. So you just search up USF transfer application and it'll take you right to it. But with that, there's a couple components that are consistent with us, but also new for this year. So this is the second year that we're doing test optional. So you do not have to turn in the SAT or ACT to apply to University of San Francisco. So just keeping that in mind. And then also letter of recommendation, and a letter of recommendation is also going to be optional. That's specifically for this year because of everything in the pandemic. We don't want you to have to worry about getting something extra like supplemental like that from another person because it might be difficult in these times. So we wanted to make it optional so it will not deteriorate your application in any way, shape, or form if you choose not to turn in a letter of recommendation. And then also to make it easier on y'all, we're doing official or unofficial transcripts for the application process. So if it is troublesome to get your official transcripts to us because of the pandemic, we are able to get the unofficial transcript from y'all as well. So it makes it, again, a little bit easier, a little bit more accessible to complete that application without having to worry about external factors. Now, in terms of what we look for in an applicant, our average GPA is around a 3.55, and that's weighted based on AP and IB courses. We do not weight on honors courses, just AP and or IB courses. So with that, we do not have a minimum GPA, but I will say we won't take folks with a 1.8, 1.9 GPA. That's just not in the cards. But we have taken folks with 2.7, 2.8, 2.9 with exceptional applications. We are a very contextual approach to how we look at our apps. So it's not just about the GPA, it's not just about the numbers for us. For that, I would put it into 3 different categories in terms of what we look for. One is extracurricular activities. We love to see what you're passionate about outside of the classroom. Second is going to be your community service. So since we're a Jesuit institution, in any way, shape, or form you give back to the community, we love to see that. And then third is your personal statement and supplemental question answer. So seeing your personality through your writing, as well as seeing your alignment with our values, which, as I said earlier, our values include things like social justice, community service, diversity, and inclusion. So just keeping that in mind as well. And then also to give you an idea of what SAT and ACT generally like our averages are, it's usually 1100 to 1300 for SAT, and for ACT it's usually around 22 to 29 usually. And then tuition and financial aid, tuition is going to be about 52,000. Room and board is around 16,000. That differentiates usually. Room and board, if you're living in a double, is going to be around 15, 16,000. If you're living in a triple, so with 2 other people in the same room, it's going to bring it down to 13 to 14,000. So if you are admitted and you end up applying for housing, keeping that in mind. If you are wanting more of like a more affordable route, then triple room setting might be ideal for you. 90% of our students receive financial aid. And then our average financial aid package for our students is around 36,000, and our average merit award that we give out to our students is around 18,800. And we usually give around $11,000 to $25,000 a year to our students based on their GPA or GPA and test scores. So we have 2 separate evaluation processes for folks that were that opted in to turn in the test and folks that were test optional. So it's on an equal playing field for everyone. So folks with the SAT score don't have a leg up over someone that does not. So we just wanted to make that more of a fair and just system. We'd love for you to connect with us. Follow us on our Instagram. Our Instagram has been really on point recently, with not just the amazing pictures that we post, but also with a lot of things that are coming up, like dates and deadlines, admission tips. We have student takeovers as well. So really fun Instagram account that really keeps you in the know during your application process about University of San Francisco. And we just accomplished a feat of having 5,000 followers, so we're really excited on that. That just happened 2 weeks ago. So yeah, if you were able to follow, then give it a follow. Upcoming events, Dawn's Prepare workshops, they've been happening on a weekly basis and they've been very, very successful. We've had some so far that are based in how to write the college application essay, how to apply to USF through the Common Application, and then also how to prepare for a college interview. And these are not just for folks that want to apply to USF, but for folks that want to apply to any university in the United States. So if you have any questions about those, feel free to connect with us, and you can sign up for one of those that are coming up in the coming weeks as well. So we also have student panels on a weekly basis. So if you want to hear it firsthand from student ambassadors about USF and what it's like to be a student, feel free to sign up for those. We also have counselor conversations. So if you wanted to have a one-on-one appointment with me, you're more than welcome to. So with that, we would set up, you could just go onto our website for admissions, search for my name, Terrell Clark, and you can sign up for an appointment there. And then a big event that's happening and coming up soon is going to be Discover USF. And Discover USF is our major open house day, and we're doing it all virtually this year. You can sign up on our website, so just search up Discover USF, USFCA, and you will be able to find the registration link for all of that, and being able to sign up for different sessions that include things like faculty panels, student panels, alumni, hearing from different departments like housing, financial aid, career services, and much, much more, to get a much more deeper dive into what University of San Francisco is all about and what we can do for you, aside from just this 45-minute presentation that I'm doing right now. Highly recommend it, and especially since I'm hosting it, would love for y'all to take a shot and check it out. It's really great. And then staying in touch. So again, my name is Terrell Clark. I'm Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admission at USF. That is my email and that is my phone number as well. And if you wanted to sign up for our for any updates and whatnot from us, come on our email listing and get more about University of San Francisco and what we have to offer, feel free to scan that QR code and it'll take you directly to a form that you can fill out. And overall, if you have any questions that come about after this presentation, feel free to take down my email, feel free to take down my phone number. I would love to, if you wanted to set up a one-on-one appointment, aside from if, let's say, the ones for the counselor conversation appointments are all filled up, or the day that you are only available is already filled up, we can set something up. Totally fine. I'm easily flexible. So if you need something that works with your schedule, I can try my best to accommodate you, and we can work something out. Yeah. So yeah, that is the end of my presentation. So if anyone has any questions, I'm about to stop sharing my screen, and we can go into some questions. Okay, so if and no one has any questions, totally fine. Again, if you have any questions after the fact, feel free to let us know. Would be more than happy to chat. And yeah, thank you so much for taking your time and learning more about University of San Francisco and what we're all about. Again, my name is Terrell Clark. I'm your admissions counselor, and I want to thank you all for being here and taking the time to learn more about USF. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to let us know. Thank you.
Great job, Terrell. Thank you all for joining us for the virtual college exploration. There will be a quick survey after you close this window. Just four question survey that will appear. You can sign up for more sessions at www.iacac.org. And remember, this recording will be available in about a week at www.iacac.org. Everyone have a great day. Thanks again, Terrell. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you. Have a good day.